You are now tuned in to Welcome to the Jungle podcast, where we're going to give you the latest and greatest on financial literacy. We're going to bring you credit. We're going to bring you business. We're going to bring you local entrepreneurs that's going to show you how they got ahead so that you don't be scared. We're going to get in touch with the youth so that you can tell you what they got going on today, because I know that some of y'all just don't know. Click the link, tap in, and get locked in. Remember, no retreat, no surrender. Every man must search his own soul. All right, what's up, y'all? It's Goon. It's Goon. Well, you go by Jelani, you know what I mean, Mr. 3, the hardway at Instagram. Make sure you tap in. We're going to do some introductions into the podcast. I'm Jelani Sharif. I am Mr. 3, the hardway at Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and tap in with me. And I have my beautiful host, not co-host, my beautiful host, and every head must confess and every head must bow and every tongue must confess. You're looking real beautiful today.
Thank you.
And go ahead and tell the people a little bit about you.
All right. I am Oshun Sharif, and yes, I am Ogun's, Jelani Sharif's business partner. And I am here to bring my spiritual healing incorporated with the financial healing, with the credit. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I am here to bring the two because there is a root on why we think the way we think as a people sometimes. And so with your expertise on and tips and hacks on how to get the credit, right, to obtain the business credit, I want to incorporate sometimes why there is a lack there. The
healing, right?
Yes,
there's a lack.
The healing.
There's definitely a lack, because when you are dealing with something that has a lack, that means you are suffering from a deficiency of something, which means that you are definitely lacking something. So today's show is going to be about relationships with our finances. What our relationships is like with our finances, right? And again, when you have relationships, you got to think about the thing about, you know, what am I lacking? Not what I'm doing good, because what you're doing good is kind of like what you naturally, you know, already good at, right? But you want to think about what you're lacking. That way you can become better at that, right? Or you can then start to feed your body. Like if you're lacking minerals, you're lacking vitamin D, you're lacking vitamin C, you want to start drinking orange juice, you want to start eating certain things, right? And you want to change your diet up, right? So today, one of the first segment we're going to get into is the good, bad, and the reality of finances. Good, bad, and reality. So we're going to start with a few good things that we do have that's working for us in the space of financial literacy, right? And a good thing about where we at today is that there is an abundance of information out. A good thing right now is building relationship with our finances is education. There's abundance of education out that, you know, you can tap in with people, because a lot of people don't like to look at mentors and they're not coachable. Right? They're not coachable. You have to always remain coachable. Sometimes when you're not coachable in your relationships, then, you know, you're not letting that person teach you what it is that they need or what's lacking. What financially, you're not financially stable. You're not being a good leader. You're not leading right. Then, you know, somebody's not going to follow you naturally. You know, nobody's going to follow somebody on a football field if you're not being a good coach. Right? So the difference between a mentor and a coach is a mentor is there to install values in you, right? And feed things into you. Show you all the things that they went wrong with. That way that you don't have to make those same mistakes, right? Then a coach is a person that's going to pull and draw out of you, right? So you have to always remain coachable in life in all aspects. And sometimes we don't do that, right? But the good thing is that there's a number of situations out that is like the Financial Freedom Bootcamp, which is my courses and stuff that teaches you how to get to a bag. It shows you the ins and outs of my courses with Navy Federal, how to maneuver through Navy Federal so that you can get to a bag, right? Another thing that we have is there are mentors out that's accessible to help you understand, as I spoke before. There's a number of mentors. Don't be so big-headed inside yourself that you can't seek mentorship out. Somebody can't tell you something.
Can't tell you what to do.
You know, you don't want nobody telling you what you do. You know it all. That's why you see people staying stagnant in their businesses. You know, that's why you see people staying stagnant in their business. So
speak on that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and just staying stagnant in your businesses, and you're going to stay stagnant. I say like this: how you run your life and how you run your family and relationships will tell me how you run your business.
Right.
You know, it tell me how you run your business. So when you are like not putting forth the effort to grow your business, and you're not scaling your business, you're probably not scaling your relationship, right? You don't know how to balance the two, and anything that can be imbalanced can be controlled, right?
Right.
So another one is that there is a need to understand that we have to have a nature of a relationship with money. We have to nurture our money. We have to pay attention. There's a lot of people that I see and I get to that I deal with, and when I ask them about their credit report, they don't know how to check it. They don't know what it is. They don't know what's on it. And I have to ask the question, you know, and like, well, if that's the case, you were in grade school and you always got a report card, right? When you got into middle school, you got a report card. You got into high school, you also got a report card. Then when you go into college, you start to develop these skills to get your master's degree, his degree, right? So it's up to his criteria to say whether or not, and that's why, you know, shout out to Rizza Islam. He said that, you know, that's why psychology was the prerequisite for you to get your master's, so that the masters can take your brain out of your head and impregnate his thoughts in your brain so that you can take yours out. That way, when you get into the room, I know guaranteed that you're thinking like me, right?
Wow.
So
not only that thought process, but now you're in debt.
Now you're in debt, right? So now you're in debt, and you can't even get your master's degree until you pay off that debt as well, right? So now there's no guarantee that you're even gonna come out and get in that field that you just went and got in debt for. So it's a lot of people that will say that, you know, well, you didn't pay to get this information, you didn't do this, I paid. That tells me right then and there whether you are a person that's dealing with credit or other fields of work, that if you are telling somebody who is self-taught that they are not as important, or they don't have the same credentials and criteria that you went through, they didn't get in debt, that they are less valuable with their information. When in all actuality, there was a time that people were going to college, and if you didn't go to college, you're going to work at Burger King for the rest of your life. You weren't going to amount to nothing. But now it's people who are not graduated from even high school, who have created 6- and 7-figure businesses, who are now hiring and employing the people that went to college. You know, so you have to make sure that you are nurturing your finances. Are you making sure that when you go to a bank, what can this bank best suit me?
Yeah.
What can the bank get me? Because when you sign up to be with a partner, right, you want to know what equal value that this person, what value can you give me?
Right. And I think, like I said, a big part of that nurturing your finances is learning what was taught to you.
Yeah.
Addressing that.
Right. And
addressing how sometimes it can show up in good ways and bad ways. You know, we were listening to something earlier today, and it was saying, the young man was saying that he had an experience with his father at a young age, and it motivated him to, you know, get on the right path. And so speaking more of that, you know, like those are the things. Right.
Yeah. That's speaking more of the things. So we're going to get into the bad, and I'm going to let the queen go ahead and read some of the bad. We elaborate on some of the bad things that could be, as we spoke about, this dealing with your finances.
Right, because these are all rooted in this lack and scarcity mindset, and limiting mindsets, believing that we are not even worthy to have the things that we desire. Shout outs to the butterflies.
Shout out to the butterflies. Yeah, absolutely.
Blue butterfly effect. And joining that group really makes me burst out of thinking so small and addressing that I even think small. So, you know, limiting mindsets and addressing those things. Procrastination, why you procrastinate. We got to talk about that, and how those things hold you back, you know?
Right, absolutely. And, you know, they say procrastination is the assassination of all dreams.
Of all dreams.
Procrastination is the assassination of all dreams.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, just to kind of elaborate on that, let me give you a little story, right? There's something that I read about Dr. Dre saying that he took so long to create the Detox album, right? And they said there was a story that he made somebody go in the studio and redo this one little part like 100 times, literally 100 times. And then there was a study that was out that said if you did not get it right the 10th time, what makes you think the 100th time you're going to all of a sudden get it correctly done, right? Mm-hmm. So sometimes we can be, it's a little bit more on the perfectionist side because that's what he's trying to do is get perfection. But sometimes you can procrastinate as well. And I think those kind of go hand in hand, that you can wait so long that you actually never get anything done. So I think that's why he never got the detox done, is because he procrastinated and he actually tried to be so perfectionist. It procrastinated so long,
right,
it never got done because it's never going to be perfect. You're searching for that perfect diamond that's never going to come.
Right. And I am, I'll be vulnerable and share my own stories that I am also addressing that within myself, that
the master procrastinator.
Yeah, because I'm a Virgo, so I need to be perfect in my mind, but I'll twirl in my mind so long, and then we done procrastinated, and now I'm just like, just do it, and if you don't like it, we gonna change it. Like every day, we just gonna work on it. So, I'm bursting through my own stuff too.
Absolutely, as we all do, as we all have. That's one of the biggest things for me was with dealing with the master procrastinator in me. And y'all should write these down. Like, don't just jump on the podcast and think we just going to be giving y'all a whole bunch of fluff. We want y'all to take notes and take some value out of this. You know what I mean? So the master procrastinator, you might fall into this, might be speaking to you. Yeah. So we want you to make sure that you're taking some notes. So what else we got with some bad? Give me some bad things.
We got thinking everything is a scam. When we think everything is a scam literally means still confused about money.
Talk to him.
So that means you're not sure. You haven't done your research. Mm-hmm. If you think somebody's scamming you, you haven't done your research, because they either are or they are not. So, I mean, that's just to the simplistic point.
It is, because in negotiations, you get what you negotiate, not what you're worth.
Right.
You get what you negotiate, not what you worth. So a lot of times people take bad deals and they want to blame it. They got over on me. You just didn't negotiate to a correct number that you wanted to see. And now you feel like you got taken advantage of, when in actuality, you were still confused about money and how business transactions work.
Look, and why? Yeah. I'm the root goddess, so I'm always gonna go to the why. And when I say why, I envision roots in the tree. It go down to the root. Practicing willful ignorance. Help me understand that one.
You understand willful ignorance?
Mm-hmm.
Willful ignorance, because there is a lot of things that people want to know, they should know, they know they can get to, and they know they can get the information, but you're making a conscious choice not to seek information. And they say that, the distance between what you have and what you want is knowledge. Hey, what up, y'all? Big Three. You know what it is, man. Welcome to No Retreat, No Surrender. Anybody looking for any kind of product placements, become a guest on the show, or you want to get some marketing done, or you want to collaborate, make sure you DM me right now. Beat me there, don't meet me there. Let's get it going. You know what it is. Talk to him. Big Three. Thanks for tuning in. You know what it is, man. Look, you got to stay locked in, though. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all of the things that's popping up across the screen, and make sure you get tuned in, man. So lock in. Again, we thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you look out for the next episode on Welcome to the Jungle podcast. We see y'all later.